We are at Dorney Park for our second visit ever, and only for a couple of hours, and you can probably guess why. It's for Iron Menace, their new dive coaster from B&M that's located all the way at the back of the park. So we're gonna have to shuffle through the crowds. We're gonna start there and work our way back to the front and get on Talon. It is a super hot day today that I'll probably do the raft ride as well, because yeah, it definitely is going to call for it with near 40-degree temperatures with the humidity. So let's get inside. There's 3 credits that I do need to get in this park, and the most difficult one to get, even on a slow day like it's going to be today, even with everybody going to the water park because it's so crazy hot, is their wild mouse. So we're going to go do that first, and then go down to Iron Menace, and then maybe get a junior credit. Three coasters that I haven't been on in this park, so there's a bit of business to do. Let's get down to business. Bit of a frustrating start as the wild mouse is out of commission. I don't know what's going on, but we were all waiting there in the direct sunlight for 20 minutes with no information, and yeah, it's still not open, unfortunately. I've since been on Hydra, and I've also done the junior kids credit, Woodstock Express, so we're getting a day here, and now we're on Talon. It's not even noon. Everybody's in the water park. Just got 2 rides on Talon, and I have to say that has to be one of my favorite inverts in the world. It is a perfect package, a mini masterpiece if you will, as it really comes together with the trees, that compact layout. Really, it's unpredictable even after numerous rides. I just love it to death. I'm gonna try to get another ride on it. Did 2 in the back, and yeah, very satisfied. Nice crew. I will say, if you're coming to Dorney on a short day like I have today and you're trying to get a lot in, you should plan accordingly when you're in the park, because the operations are just not, say, Europa Park level or anywhere near that. That's the other side of the world, but if you know, you know. It's just not fast. Thunder Canyon, I've heard, is quite a soaker, and as you might have been able to tell, I am quite sweaty, so we're going for it. It's noon. We've got 3 rides left. It's got a fairly bit of a wait for obvious reasons. I think I'm here right timing-wise.
The operator will be coming around to visually check your seatbelt. Notify an operator if you need assistance. Please remain seated.
Completely soaked through. That was unbelievable. I'm really glad I got on Thunder Canyon, because that is the wettest water ride I've ever been on. They love waterfalls in the canyon, and it lived up to expectations. It's just wild. And it doesn't actually show you the full amount of waterfalls that are hidden in this structure. Really reminded me of the ride at California Adventure, but I have to admit, this was a far better ride than that was even. Really excellent theming and decor. site. We are doing 3 parks today in Pennsylvania. You can probably guess which 3 I'm doing. Although Knoebels was yesterday, so count that one out. But that being said, I got to get to the other side of the park now for the main attraction before it shuts down for some strange reason. So let's go on the other side. I'm going to dry off. I'll probably be dry by the time I get there. I was kind of looking forward to getting on the giant splash as well, but it's obviously closed. It hasn't been open since I've been to this park on any visit. Today would have been a day for it to be open. There's definitely some guests that are saying, oh, I would have gone on that. But I feel like this product or this particular attraction may be leaving sooner than later. Again, with the recommendation to plan accordingly, because it takes time to get to the back of this park. It is quite a trek from front to back. We'll see at the back. Well, this area has changed significantly since 2 years ago, as it's now the steel yard. I do like, unfortunately the monster was lost in this section. Now it's just a sort of eating area and rest area, but they have some cool iron carts in there. I do like that touch. It's actually a perfect pairing of the industrial past of this area with a modern finish and a lot of repurposed industrial waste. Just found a home here at Dorney, which is great. Now we've got 2 credits. Well, we've got 2 coasters here to get done, one of which I've already done, Possessed, which is off. And we're gonna do that first, because generally it breaks down a lot, and there's usually a wait. So let's not mess around with Possessed.
Once your train has come to a full and complete stop, unfasten your seatbelt and push up on your shoulder buttons. Make sure to take any item you may have left in while all the way.
2 quick rides on Possessed. No line means front and back seat rides. And it's running a lot better than it was 2 years ago. There was a bit of a judder. Our next destination. Getting distracted. I'm sorry that this vlog is a little bit slapdash, as I like to say, but yeah, we're in a bit of a rush. We're trying to get every park that we can in, and it's certainly successful here at Dorney. Yeah, so no wait to get on a second ride there, straight walk on. Fantastic. Possessed is a great ride, I will admit. I definitely enjoyed it. It's hard to really say if the front or the back is better, because the front you get that spiral effect, which is fantastic at the top, and then in the back you get that thrust into the spike at the back where you're just doing that floater hang time. Yeah, it's a fantastic ride. Definitely glad it's still here. Definitely glad I got a couple rides on it. But for now, it's time for the main attraction. Up and running and dependable as always, as B&M always does. It's Iron Menace, the newest dive coaster addition to the family here at Cedar Fair. My home park has the biggest one of these going, and I would say probably the bigger brother of this ride, as the color scheme is similar. And the inspiration is kind of somewhat similar in a way. That sort of 1800s era industrial revolution mining theme. Enjoy how they've adjusted the flying scooters here as well to an iron theme. Let's go to McTavish grab your steel and get on the main attraction. Really impressed with the decor in here, actually. I'd say it's much better than what we get in Yukon Striker. I'm really loving the decor. When I was here last, I thought that this area of the park was certainly under service because the Schwarzkopf that used to be here, they hadn't really found something to replace it. Well, they now have. All done with Iron Menace, front and back. On the left side, I think I probably should have done the right for the better inversion effect, as I think that side of the train will whip you around a bit more. I must say though, I wasn't too impressed. It was fairly rattly for a B&M, especially a new one. I've never experienced a dive coaster being actually that rough. After the front seat ride, I thought that might change in the back, but not so much. These newer B&Ms are certainly suffering from a rattle that is unfamiliar to us from, say, the days of yore, i.e. with Talon or Hydra. And also, someone complained about the fact that the layout on this ride after the drop is essentially Hydra, and I kind of do agree that it does have a very Hydra character to it. So I'm not sure that this was the right ride for this park. Glad that it's here, but with us being spoiled, or at least myself being spoiled with Yukon Striker, it definitely isn't the best ride in the park for sure. Still a decent drop and experience. I honestly feel like the sound or the onboard audio was one of the best parts of that ride, and also the decor. A couple of unfinished businesses left and right here to take care of before we head out of the park. Off to one of my favorite rides here as well.
He says
all done with our journey on Steel Force. Fantastic ride. Not as airtime heavy as Magnum was earlier. Different manufacturers, obviously, but definitely comparable rides. But just love that helix. Lots of G's going through that. Lots of head chopper elements. Even though this ride takes you to the one side of the park and back, it's fantastic. Iron Menace has a fantastic view at the top while you're held there of the entire park of Dorney. And speaking of Dorney, I gotta go, because I gotta go to my next park, which there's 3 coasters that I'm trying to hopefully get in for the first time. So unfortunately, it's the end of the vlog here today, but I've had a great day. I wish I didn't have a little bit of a mishap at earlier park, because I probably would have got another couple rides in, but I think I'm coming back here for the haunt season. There's a very good chance. Operations, generally pretty favorable. Iron Menace's crew was excellent, but yeah, it is a park that's kind of a half day. I've always been able to fit it in a half day. I'm leaving here with a couple rides not covered, but I'll be back soon. That's Dorney. Now, I was planning on getting Thunderhawk as well, but it's not running today, which gives me obvious reason to come back another day. It's a very cool display on Thunderhawk's history over 100 years. It is the 100th year of the ride. This is some significant modifications as well over the years. short and sweet one today, as we got to get on our way. Lots of rides that I'm actually missing that I definitely want to come back for, including the Wild Mouse, which I still haven't got on. So I realize there's some unfinished business at this park, but I'm gonna get all the credits here. I've already got the junior credit. Ooh, one day, Wild Mouse, you will not foil me and I'll get on you. But not today. We're off to Dutch Wonderland. So check that vlog out. It'll be the next one hitting the channel after this one. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for dropping in.